It's your favorite YouTube presenter, Graybeard. Today, I'm not here to talk to you about anything in the shop here. We're not working on anything. The little tractor is on the lift, pushed in the corner right now. Today, I wanted to make a video about a topic that is affecting my life, and I'm sure the lives of millions of people who simply do not know how to deal with it. You live with someone who suffers from anxiety, from extreme anxiety that gets them to the point where they shut down, they shut out the world, including you, and you feel like crap about it. You struggle with what to do, and at times you get so frustrated, you get angry. That's where I'm at, and I know I'm not alone. For almost 5 years now, it's an issue that has haunted our family. It's horrible to deal with. And like I said, you try to be empathetic, you try to be understanding. But on the other hand, I feel that the person who is suffering with the anxiety does not understand. You don't know how to deal with it, and you're trying to figure it out. And that's what those ranges of emotions that you're going through are. You're going through the steps, you're going through the motions of trying to figure it out. So that's why today I thought I would just sit down here in my little Graybeard studio and have a discussion about it, because I know I'm not the only one. And, I've learned that a person who is suffering from extreme anxiety, as much as they don't know how to deal with it and don't understand what's going on for them, we don't understand what's going on for us. And being a man, the worst part of it is you don't know how to fix it. And that causes you frustration. It causes you anger. It causes real problems in lives and relationships. You know, you're chugging through life. Maybe you're at the point in life where you're feeling kind of like you have it by the balls. Everything's going well. You're moving forward. You're doing well. You're having fun. You're going to social events. You're meeting with people. You're taking vacations. You're traveling. You're enjoying yourself. You're enjoying your life. And then all of a sudden, it stops. A traumatic event took place, and the world stopped. In my situation, it was obviously the loss of our son 5 years ago, soon to be 5 years ago. Our life stopped at 2:30 in the morning, July 13th, 2021. There's no other way to put it. One person wants to shut the world out, crawl in a hole, bury their head in the sand, however you want to say it, because they don't know how to deal with it. The other person, being me, coped with grief, struggled deeply, and then one day realized my life is still going on. I need to move forward. I need to always remember. I need to never forget. It's okay to be sad, because there's not a day goes by that something doesn't happen to remind you of that person you lost. Whether it's something someone says, you see a video, you see a picture, you hear a song, it sets you back, sets me back, but it sets me back for a moment, and I redirect myself and move forward. I'm not abandoning the person that I lost, and I'm not moving on from that person that I lost. I just know that my life has to continue. That's how I deal with it. On the other hand, her not so much. She has chosen I shouldn't say she has chosen. Her anxiety has forced her to shut the world out, not want to go anywhere, not to take a vacation, not to be around people, not to do any of those things. And it's very difficult for me to cope with. And like I said, I've gone through all the all the aspects of it as a person on my side of it. The trying to be understanding, the trying to give space, trying to help. I've tried even tough love. That doesn't work at all. Don't try tough love. Um, and I've become bitter and angry over it. I cannot be the only one who copes with this and is in my situation dealing with extreme anxiety. So I try to do things to keep busy. We don't go out. We don't socialize. We pretty much do nothing. So I have taken to creating YouTube videos. I am out here in my barn constantly tinkering with something. I've got my chainsaws out, cutting wood, splitting wood, stacking wood, moving a pile of wood from here to there, which this weekend I moved 3 piles of wood, consolidate them all in one huge pile behind the barn, and it'll sit there all summer until fall. And when I'm ready to burn it, and I just do that process over and over again. It keeps me moving, it keeps me going, gives me something to do. People ask me all the time, why the hell do you do that? Don't you get tired of cutting wood, splitting wood, stacking wood? It's kind of my therapy. As with other things I do out here, I working on a truck, or I'm making this little series of the little Simplicity tractor that belonged to my son Alex. I do things like that to move forward and not sit and not sulk and not just bury my head in the sand. Being a person in my shoes on this side of that anxiety issue, you struggle, you want to make it better. You want your life to be better. You want the other person's life to be better. And I, at times, have tried the tough love thing. And I'm telling you what, if you're dealing with a person who's suffering from anxiety, never ever say, it's all just in your head. Don't ever say that. That ends badly. So I think what I've learned from all of this is that it's a two-way street. I need to be empathetic and understanding and supportive, but I need that from her. I need her to be empathetic, understanding, and supportive of where I am. And maybe she is. She just doesn't say it. I don't know. I do not suffer from anxiety. I've had plenty of moments in my life where I've been anxious, going into events, job interviews, whatever it may be. I get anxious, but I'm able to bring myself down and say, calm down. It's going to be okay. You'll get through this. Let's get it over with. What I've learned is a person who suffers from extreme anxiety like that can't do that, because the anxiety is so overwhelming for them. They can't make themselves do that. So you find ways to cope. Like I said, here I am looking into my phone, talking to you, who some of you I know, some of you I met, many of you I've never met. I seen you on YouTube. Maybe some of you I've never seen on YouTube. Maybe some of you just watch videos and don't create YouTube videos. But here I am talking to you about it. Not because I'm some loser who doesn't have a life. It's just a coping mechanism for me. It calms me down. It brings me down. It helps me move forward, and it gives me someone to talk to. And I would say a lot of times anxiety is overdiagnosed, in my opinion, but there are times when it is real. And I'm dealing with a situation where it is real. The battle, the struggle is real, as they say. I even struggle with making this video. I've thought about sitting down and making a video on this topic for a long time. Then I struggle with my wife really doesn't watch my YouTube videos, but maybe a friend or family member sees it and says, "Oh shit, you should go watch that video your husband just put out." And my hope is that she does watch it and it makes her understand my position in it a little bit. I'm not making this video to make my wife angry. I'm I'm doing it to help myself, if that makes sense. Being in this position, being someone who suffers from extreme anxiety or a person who is trying to cope with someone who suffers from extreme anxiety, this situation can really strain your relationship, extremely strain it. Um, I relationships end all the time over situations like this. Relationships end over traumatic losses like we suffered, or someone has extreme anxiety and their partner, spouse, whatever, just can't cope with it, can't deal with it, and the relationship ends. We're not at that point. We're never going to be at that point. I deal with it. Sometimes I get frustrated. Sometimes I get angry. A lot of times I don't even let her know. I don't take it out on her, but sometimes I do. But even if I'm frustrated and I'm not taking it out on her, she knows I'm frustrated. I can only imagine how that makes her feel on top of what she's already dealing with her extreme anxiety, knowing that something she is not able to control is making me feel the way that I feel. But most times, neither one of us really know how to express what we're truly feeling in the right way. So most of the time, it just never gets talked about. I was raised by both of my parents who just felt like you should never struggle with anything. Just be strong, be a freaking man, and power your way through it. And that's how I live my life. And sometimes I tend to forget some people don't have the ability to do that or just aren't able to do that. Some people were not raised the way that I was raised. I had a dad who was one of those guys like, what the hell are you crying about? Shut up or I'll give you something to cry about. So you learn to just deal with it and put it behind you and go on. Some people don't have that ability, and someone who is a type A, strong willed personality like me tends to forget that not everyone is that way. I guess in conclusion here, I understand that I could do a better job. I'm trying to do a better job. I'm trying to be more understanding. I'm trying to be there, but it's in my nature that I must fix it. And that's the most frustrating thing for me in this whole situation is it's nothing that I can fix. I guess I've finally come to that realization. I can't fix this. All I can do is go along for the ride and be supportive. And maybe time fixes it. I don't know. What does fix it? Is it a lifelong thing from here on out? I don't know. What I do know is that I made a lifelong commitment. You know those words for better or for worse? They're real. There's a reason that traditionally those words are in your wedding vows and that you vow to be there through it all. And that's what I'm going to do. So we will power on, we will struggle, but we're always here for each other. I'm not the kind of person to reach out for help. I'm not the kind of person to seek a therapist or a group to go sit and spill my guts to. I just can't do that. I I handle things in my own way and power on. If you're a person who is in my shoes and you have ideas, you have ways that you cope with it, Let me know. If you're a person who suffers from extreme anxiety and you want to give me your viewpoint of it all and your opinions on it all, do that. I'll take all the information and all the help that I can get. Like I said, the struggle is real. We've planned a few things to do in this upcoming summer. My fear in it is it will be like what always happens. We will, as it gets closer and closer to that time, the anxiety kicks in. I can see it building. And sometimes we just don't do it. We just don't do what we were planning, or we'll go ahead to go through with what we were planning, but we cut it short because she needs to get home to her safe place. And no matter how frustrating that is for me, I'm not going to throw a fit and start an argument. I'm just going to say, let's go home. Let's go home because I want you to feel safe. I want you to feel comforted in your happy place. It's not really a happy place. That's probably not the right phrase for it or the right terminology for it, but it's where you feel safe. I'm going to take you there. You know, it also affects family members, the friends that have been in your life forever. Now all of a sudden they're cut out. They're not involved. They're not invited. We get invited to their house for holidays or birthdays or whatever, and we don't show up. And they know why, but it's frustrating for them also. And I understand that. But I also hope that they understand what we're dealing with, and that, you know, we still love you. We still care about you. We want to always be in your life. But something seriously traumatic happened and we're struggling. If you're one of those people watching, understand that. I know some family members have just, I mean, kind of gotten mad about it, and I understand that. And I think she understands that too, but her anxiety forces her to not follow through with anything that has to do with them because she just can't do it. She wants to be here in her safe place. So therefore, I stay here with her in her safe place. I don't think it would be right for me to say, well, you're home in your safe place, so see you later. I'm going out and I'm going to have fun. I That's not right. I'm looking forward to soon the boat, which is right in front of me here. It'll be warm enough. That'll be out on the lake. And she actually really likes to go fishing with me. And that's like one of our favorite summertime activities. I enjoy fishing. I don't know if she really likes it that much or she just likes to be with me, but we take the boat to the lake, we crawl in it and we go. But I think for her, that's okay because we're in the middle of a lake. There's no one around us. We're just surrounded by water. We're alone. And so I'm looking forward to that. And it won't be long. That boat will be in the water and she'll be right there with me. Hopefully not catching more fish than me. So I guess that's enough about it. But yeah, for God's sakes, if you're someone, whether you're the person with the anxiety or someone in my shoes, don't give up. Don't get angry. I mean, you're going to, but don't get angry enough that you walk away from the situation. Like I said, you made a commitment, follow it through. Like, and if anyone has any stories to share, any thoughts to share, any coping mechanisms, share them, please. Until my next video, Graybeard saying, make sure you always take the time to tell those you love what they truly mean to you. You sure never know when it's going to be too late.
That's all, folks.